I am in control. I think I'm in. Hey, folks, I am in control. We are live. It is SVT time. I am in control. Erin wasn't here to start the live stream. She's on vacation. I think she's traveling down to Spain. So she left me to do this, and I think I did it right. So if you guys are seeing this out in the interwebs, please chime in and let us know that you are seeing us here. But man, this is a couple of special occasions here that we were just talking about, right? Number one, this is our 100th episode, our centennial episode. How's that? Dom, 100 episodes. They still haven't gotten rid of us yet. That's it's either they like what we're doing or they're just not watching us.
Yeah.
But to celebrate our 100th episode, we have Téja Veal with us, who
Cheers.
We were just talking about this. This is your third SVT time if you include the International Women's Day.
Yes.
Plus the 75th anniversary video that you do. So it's only fitting that we celebrate our 100th with Téja.
Yes.
Thank you.
How are you, my friend? Good to see you.
Good to see you all too. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, we're so glad we could get this on the schedule. And I know we kind of flip-flopped our schedules a little bit. And
Yes.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, last time you were on just by yourself, not International Women's Day. Dom, were you able to? You missed that one too. I thought, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you
Yes.
weren't available when we originally scheduled this, and if we really wanted Dom here too. So
Yes.
yeah, of course. So how have you been, Téja?
I've been great. Hanging in there.
Busy. You've been busy. Right?
I'm gotta get paid.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. So let's catch up a little bit here. So last time we had chatted on SVT time, you had, I think you either were just finishing it up or you had already done the Janelle Monáe gig.
Yes.
And we talked about that, and that was a whole huge experience too.
Yeah, it was 8 years of my life.
and we won't, we'll watch that episode. Go to the Ampeg YouTube, and if you want to catch up on Téja's journey through Janelle and all that. But you've been so busy doing other gigs too. It's been a year since, I think, the Little Yachty gig.
Yep, that was amazing. That was a great run. We toured his Let's Start Here album, which was his venture into rock.
Yeah.
Inspired by Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon, that album. So that project was a lot of fun. And it was great. It was really great to tour that.
Yeah. Crazy. But outside of all these other gigs too, you've been doing some amazing stuff with your own band. And more recently, I'm working with
a new artist. His name is Destin Conrad. He's nominated, recently BET Award nominated. He did a Tiny Desk earlier this year. That was incredible. He released a jazz project. Like, he's an R&B artist, but he released a jazz project, and that's what you'll see on the Tiny Desk. His that experience, and we've been touring doing like jazz club runs since February. Well, really March, but yeah.
Is that right?
Amazing.
And that's partially or mostly on upright?
It's half and half. So I do half the show on upright and the other half on electric, and I sing BGBs as well.
Nice.
So it has been, I don't know, it's been the most interesting gig. Like, I feel so grateful. I feel like every gig I get really feels like it pulls a part of myself. Sometimes I feel like it's hard for me to figure out where I fit in the industry. And this gig it's perfect. The music, his music is really bass driven, which is fun. There's lots of fun bass lines to play. And I love harmonizing, so singing BGBs is fun. And getting to play, this is the first time I've actually toured on upright. Most people don't know I started out as an upright player.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's just, like, it was so good to be able to do something like this.
That's really cool. The last like few years, just the three artists we mentioned, it's like such an eclectic range of everything. What are some like similarities or some things that have like stayed true throughout all of that, all the different like genres and everything that you're doing?
I feel like the common thread with everyone I've worked with is that they are true artists, and they're like they really lean into their artistic vision. You know, Janelle had a definite point of view. And it was really cool to be a part of that. And I feel like I've been a part of her evolution, because when I started with her, she was still in the black and white phase where, and it was very cinematic. And then she switched over, and I was able to like evolve with her. And then with Lil Yachty, I mean, he was pure hip hop rap artist only, never used a band. He didn't ever want to use a band. And then in the pandemic, he decided to just kind of like reinvent himself a little.
Yeah.
And came out of the pandemic with this rock project, and which was a passion project of his. And it was really, I'm always inspired by people who are passionate, and it was really great to see him really like hone in, and he wanted it to be authentic, and he wanted it to be taken seriously, and he really wanted to bring that kind of vision to life to his fans and expose his fans, especially his young fans, to music that they might not have grown up with. But his Yachty has a really close relationship with his dad, and his dad has exposed him to lots of music. So that was really fun. And then even with Destin's another young artist. I mean, he's just turned 26. He's primarily R&B, but he loves music of all kinds, and he really wanted to release this jazz project. He loves I think one of his favorite singers, Natalie Wilson.
Okay.
Like he really wanted to honor the music, and it was another passion project for him to release that. He released it, I think, like a month after he released his R&B project, and people, everybody told him, "Don't do it. You're gonna confuse your fans." He's like, "This is what I want to do," and it was wildly successful. I mean, he's sold out tour so much so that they've added another, and he actually is currently about to release a reggae project. So,
wow, that's
and his single is out right now, and it's incredible. Like, it's really inspiring to work with artists that just believe in themselves and believe in what they have and enjoy music and just want to express themselves, the best, and take chances. That's so inspiring to me.
Yeah.
Like you're not just a hired gun. Like people are hiring you in these like transformative eras of their life. Really cool. And trusting you with that. And like it's a very purposeful setup, I feel like.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes. So it's really great. It's just, and sometimes in an industry where I sometimes wonder, where do I belong?
Yeah.
It's been a blessing to work with the artists that I've worked with. The first two artists I ever worked with was Music Soul Child, and that was like Neo Soul. And he was, so it's just been a long-winded loop, and I'm grateful.
Well, it sounds like it's like zero. There's no monotony or boring to them.
No. And the shows are fun, and all of them have great bass lines. As a bass player, that's what we're looking for, music that we can really put our heart into. And so, it's just been.
That's cool.
Just happy.
But on this tour, you're singing and playing. You're getting triple scale, right?
Yeah.
Gotta throw that out there at least.
Yeah. I love that the industry now is, for all the cons of what's going on, a huge pro is I feel like it's more evident that there are no rules, and like truly any artist can just cross over genres, and it just doesn't even matter. Like people are just like,
yeah. But it also seems it seems like smaller productions, and when I say small, like going from something like Janelle Monáe or Lil Yachty to more intimate productions.
Yes.
Like you were saying, you just played the Blue Note in New York, and and I could be wrong in thinking this way, but it seems like there's a renaissance in those smaller venues and those smaller productions, and they're becoming more of the norm. Like it's normal to go to a 1,000 cap room or a 500 cap room and see a national act, versus going to the Enormo Dome with 100,000 of your favorite friends.
I think people are craving authenticity and connection, and I honestly think maybe it's because of AI. Everybody's just wanting something real. They want to feel something real as opposed to what's being pushed on us by AI. And you would think the opposite would be happening, but I think people are really rebelling against that, and they want a connection. They want to see the artist. They want to feel, and experience their creativity. And I feel like artists are just becoming bolder in Boulder and just being like, this is who I am. This is where I am right now. I might be different tomorrow, but today this is my artistic expression and I want to share it with you.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of I'm almost craving it more and more as like more and more artists are doing the whole like, let's leave your phone like in the little box or lock bag or whatever during the show. And I just love that. I think that's like, it really forces you to be present. And
it does. I went to Just God's concert just this past Saturday, and it was no phone policy. It was Moonchild and Jill Scott, and it was locked in. But it was great, and you don't realize how much you're just so used to going to your phone until you can't, and you just really had to connect with the people you were with, and connect with the artist. And then Jill Scott said something really poignant. She was like, I could be free. I don't have to worry about what I say, how it's going to be misinterpreted. You know, I don't have to worry about someone, you know, not understanding the flow of my show because they're saying a 15-second snippet and not the whole production, you know. And I was like, wow, like when you think about it, like, that the artist probably is really missing the ability to just leave it on the stage and not have to worry about how to.
Yeah. It's also really hard to connect with people. Like the last tour that I did in the Philippines with The Calling, and this is not calling out them specifically because this happens like everywhere, but like it went from like you're seeing all these people that you can connect with and like share, you know, eye contact with, to like now people's phones are right in front of their face and like the whole you just look at a bunch of mini lights and it's like it's actually a bummer. Like,
it is.
Feel that what's going on.
It is a double-edged sword though too, because well, for one thing, like some of the shows that when there's one song that we do with April that towards the end of her set, everybody has their lights out.
Yes.
You know, which is so instead of the cigarette lighters, you get the lights. And that is an awful argument for being able to let people have their phones. I will absolutely, I will not die on that hill. But like for instance, Noah Khan just played here in Boston, sold out Fenway Park 4 nights in a row. My feed has been nothing but Noah Khan, like people's videos from those 4 shows. And I have to say, like, you know, you're gonna if you're gonna like just film a snippet of a show, you're never gonna go back and watch. Like it's kind of like just be in the moment and watch the show. But
watch it, and it's never captures the grandiose.
No. But from somebody that didn't go to the show and seeing all these different perspectives from people around the park, you know what I mean? That again, this is not a hill I will die on in the argument of being able to let people take their phones to the show. But that is one of the positives that you do get is you get 500 different perspectives of different shows. And so for whatever that's worth, but I have to agree. I don't like being able to bring, I think it's kind of pointless to bring your phone into a show and then think you as a person, I'm going to hold my phone up. I'm going to record these snippets of some of their biggest hits, thinking I'm going to go back and watch these someday. You're never going to go back and watch them.
You don't.
You know, you're going to post it on social.
And then,
you know, for people to see that, to show that, oh, I was at this show and look at how, anyways.
Look how cool I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Victor Wooten was saying, like, you know, he was, you know, asking people. He doesn't lock up your phones, but he does ask you, please don't have your phone on. He's like, this is how I feed my family. This show, you know, like, please don't give away my show to, you know, before I and the chance to pay to see it, you know. And I mean, still some people took out their phones, but you know, said, you know, and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, you know. But I think, but it's I see both sides, you know.
I know. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Matthew Garrison, the world-class bass player.
Yes.
He had the same argument. He's like, I can't sell an album. I can't sell any of my personal stuff because like when I do a NAMM show, everybody, you know, of course you're not going to tell people at NAMM to not bring their phones out, but that was his argument. He's like, nobody buys my recorded works because there's so much of me on the interwebs that they can just go to anybody's channel and see me playing at NAMM. So there is that argument as well.
And then there's the Pat Monahans of the world, the lead singer Train. We played a show with them in Vegas, and I was like blown away by how seamlessly he was grabbing people's phones in the front row, taking selfies, throwing it behind his back, and like right for like the right person. I was like, how do you remember like each person in their phone?
Wow,
giving it back. I mean, it was like an art form to watch. Like, way to use
that's
it, like,
crazy.
There, you know,
that is crazy. Now, Téja, you had mentioned the Destin gig.
Yes.
That you're doing. Who recommended you for this gig? Because this is kind of.
I know. I was really excited. I got 2 text messages. The first one was from Adam Blackstone, and he said, "Hey, I think there's this gig that you'd be great for. I'm gonna submit your name for it." I'm like, "Yes, thank you for remembering me." And then Keithan, gosh, I know my Keithan. I know his last name. But he's the MD for her, and I'm just trying to think on his last name. But he's another bass player, MD.
Yep.
Who works closely with Destin. He produced their Tiny Desk, and so I guess Adam referred me to Keithan, and Keithan was like, "Oh my gosh, Téja, of course, you know, they wanted someone who could play upright and electric, and also sing BGBs, and had a voice that matched Destin's voice. So Destin's a very like light and airy singer. He is like texturally, you know, I think our voices match really well. So. And and I at the time I was singing with another singer. Her name's Aston Tur. She's incredible. She's actually opening for Yeba right now. And Yeba, but they just wanted someone to match those tones. And I was like, "You think me?
That's great."
Yeah, so it was really an honor to be remembered by both of them. And
of course,
with their stamp of approval. Slim Wave 2 was the third. Sorry, it was 3 bass player MDs.
Wow.
So also Slim also produces for Destin, and they all. Anyway, the 3 of them together and put my name in the hat. So I was like, "Thanks, guys."
Dude, that is an endorsement right there in and of itself. When you get guys like that saying, "Hey, call Téja for this gig."
Yeah.
You know?
Keithan Foster. Sorry. It had a Keithan Foster.
That's crazy. I mean, that is awesome. It real, you know, when you're recommended on that level, that's just, I think that says something. Of course. Of course.
Yeah. Adam Blackstone's telling me to do anything. I'm like, "Yep, absolutely, sir."
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Immediately, yes.
That is so funny. That is so funny.
Can I tell you my Adam Blackstone story? So,
what's that?
Can I tell you my Adam Blackstone story?
No, please do. Because so of course we've known him for years, right? You know, my first time I met Adam, I was in college. I didn't know who he was. Like I didn't realize this is before he was the Adam Blackstone. But he was playing for Joe Scott, and I was looking for the other bass player who was before, like Thaddeus Tribbett. I skipped all my class. Don't tell my parents, but I skipped class to go to this concert. And I was looking for Thaddeus Tribbett, and it's Adam, you know, and I was just like, "Oh, okay." So that's like fast forward a few years later, and now he's the Adam Blackstone. And I was working for Music Soul Child, and I bumped into him walking off the tour bus, you know, but that was just in passing. And then fast forward to 2 or 3 years ago here in Atlanta, my friend Melvin plays trumpet with Adam, and Adam had just released his solo project, and he was doing shows around. And Melvin reaches out. He's like, "Adam needs to borrow an upright bass. Like, do you think you know someone who could, you know, let him borrow?" I'm like, yeah. Right.
So I was like, "Yeah, give him his information. Give him my information." And Adam texted me, and so my bass is very sentimental to me. My parents got it for me. It's not like the most expensive bass in the world, but I love it. But then I was like, well, I wonder if he would have an issue with it. So I was like, let me just send you some videos of me playing it so you can just see what it sounds like, what it looks like. Maybe you might, and then he called me on FaceTime, and he's like, "I want to invite you to open at my show," you know, like, so we did a song together, you know, at his show here in Atlanta. I mean, isn't that incredible? Like,
that is incredible.
I'm just so thankful to him for, I mean, it just was incredible, like cool enough to just connect with him, but for him to actually share his stage with me, and I get to play the song with him. You know, he played electric, I played upright, and I sang, and it was great. And so,
that is so cool.
I mean,
right?
Like best case scenario.
Yeah, yeah. I will tell you my Adam Blackstone story real quick
Yes.
too. Before I was doing artist relations for Ampeg, this was when Ampeg was 2 owners ago. At a NAMM show, Adam had come into the booth, and he wasn't the Adam Blackstone. He was, he was this young kid that was
Yes.
trying to make his way in the business. And our like I said, I was in artist relations at the time. I was I was a mere product specialist at the time, but I knew every bit. Anyways, he comes and he's he's very polite. He's talking to me. I'm showing him all the gear, and then and I won't say who the artist relations manager was at the time, but he had come up and I said, "Oh, Adam, this is so and so, and they completely blew him off.
No way.
Yeah. I mean, again, they didn't know who this kid was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was one of a million kids that comes into the Ampeg booth and asks for help with gear and whatnot. So they didn't really, but I heard of him. And then shortly after that, like within a year, there he is on the cover of Bass Player magazine. and now he won't take my phone calls. No, but I mean, he's obviously set up with another company, but yeah, I thought that was kind of funny that, like, I remember going up to that guy. I was like, dude, this is the cat that you blew off 6 months ago at NAMM. He's on the cover of Bass Player magazine now. So yeah. Anyways,
what's him right now?
Adam's watching. You say, tell Dino to stop telling lies about me.
Yeah.
Téja, how well, couple of questions. So how important is it for players today? And obviously this has served you well. It's served me well. I know it served Dom well, to learn to play upright.
Oh, I think it's imperative. It's necessary. It's just gonna make you more well-rounded. Like, it's just as important. Everybody's clamoring to learn key bass. Upright, I think you should also, for the same reason. You want to be considered well-rounded. You want to open up more doors for yourself, to get calls. And so it's extremely important. And I mean, even if you don't want to use like a wood one, you can get an electric one.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. The last time I was with you, I saw Ethan Farmer with that Yamaha electric.
Oh yeah.
That's the best electric upright I've ever heard in my life.
It is pretty incredible. It is a pretty incredible bass. They won't give Dom and I one though.
I know every time in NAMM they have them next to the Ampeg amps, and we're like, they won't miss this, right?
And they're not cheap. You like, even with an employee discount, they're pretty pricey. And
I don't know if this is popular opinion or not, but it's akin to carrying your first SVT or A10 up a flight of stairs in the back of a club or something. To play upright and just respect the physicality of it, I feel like there's something tied into the history of bass that you just should have that experience.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. I know this is a stretch, but I've also said, if you really want to be like the consummate bassist, electric, you should learn to play tuba too.
Oh, that's good.
Like, you don't have to be like
amazing,
but you should know the fundamentals of playing a tuba. I've always wanted to learn tuba. Again, it's another crazy expensive instrument.
Yeah, right.
Put it on your Christmas list for me. And ironically, we have a tuba player. That's part of the Ampeg family, Joe Exley from. I'm
gonna try to think of this name before you.
Rage Against.
Dang it!
Yeah. He plays tuba in a metal band.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Not is it
very cool?
Rage Against. I think it's not Rage Against the Machine, but oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. I think. But anyways, it's a horn section that plays all those guitar parts, and he plays like he's playing like Iron Maiden licks on tuba. It's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
and he plays it through a venture
I
rig,
love
but he was
that.
using SVT for a while.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, case in point, would you have gotten this gig if you were not playing upright?
No, I wouldn't.
Right.
They specifically needed an upright player because he wanted the jazz portion to be authentic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then singing. I mean, you know, you obviously you have a beautiful voice, and I'm not just saying it, you really do have a beautiful voice. And we'll talk about some of your solo stuff here too. I know it's you know, I had brought it up in the outline, but you you said you will be doing some more solo work, we're hoping in the future that we can talk about. But I think singing and you know,
singing.
like I said, triple duty, playing electric, playing upright. And now are you singing and playing upright at the same time as well?
Yes. So for both. So and there's yeah, I'm pretty much the entire show I'm singing and playing either electric or upright.
Wow.
There may be like 1 or 2 songs I'm not singing. So they really needed somebody to do double duty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, when you're learning material like that, are you learning them at the same time? Is it like a thing where you learn vocals first or bass first, or?
For me, it's always bass first because that's I mean, just my ear just goes to that first. And when singing and playing, I can't think about both. So I have to know it has to be muscle memory for the bass part. So that way I can focus on the lyrics. I'm typically I can get the harmonies down, but the lyrics I'm always forgetting.
It's so tough. So tough if you write it to like memorize the lyrics.
So for the first half, like when I'm learning, I'm just gonna go ooh and ah until I get the words down. But but I can't think about the bass line too. So either I have to just know the words and not think about them. And if there's like a super syncopated bass part or whatever, where I just kind of need to focus on that, like my brain needs to focus there, I have to make sure I'm not thinking about the words. Or
right. Wow. How long did it take you to prep for this gig? I mean, it
was a pretty quick turnaround. It was kind of like a hurry up and wait. Like I first got word from Adam in January, end of January, and then I spoke with Keith in a little bit in February, but it wasn't until almost March where the ball just started rolling. And then I was in LA in rehearsal for a week, and I got the music the day of.
Wow.
Because he was figuring it out. Like he didn't want to use any tracks, and he wanted it to feel very organic. So there was nothing like kind of preset. We were just kind of. He walked in first day. He's like, "This is your part. Like, you're gonna sing this part." And I listened to the album, so I was familiar with the album.
Sure.
I watched the Tiny Desk, which was very helpful. But he didn't want to be tied to any of that. He just wanted to feel freedom. So it's just kind of like, okay, day one. Now I have a clearer outline, and it's just you just got to do it.
You just got to do it. That's just it.
When the music is fun to play or you like it, it's easier to learn.
I
always say if I could sing and I could play it. So like if I could sing the bass line, if I could sing the song without having to listen to the reference, then I know it. My fingers know it. Like I don't, and in this case, the music was just so good.
That
is so cool.
Yeah. Do you rocking colored strings for this gig?
Yes, I used the pink.
Nice.
The neon pinks. They look great on the stage lights.
Awesome.
If actually the picture that we're using for today is from his show in LA.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll forget it.
The neon pink strings, they look great on stage.
Nice.
Like regular round wounds, or those like tape wound, or?
They're just regular round rounds. They're just the coating, whatever coating that they usually use on the strings. They just colored them for this series, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say the company, but it's DR Strings.
Yeah.
I love DR Strings. And my bass is either I have neon green strings on which is my signature color for forever. I switched to pink literally for Grammys. With Janelle. She had a song called Pink at the time, and the stage was pink and silver. So then so I tried to not be super girly at first, but now I don't care. I love pink.
I mean, obviously being you is working. So just be you.
I had a set of pink DR strings here in my drawer. that I put on every October for breast
Yeah,
cancer
yeah,
awareness.
awareness,
And
yeah.
I think this last October I threw them out because they were so dead. Because I would only put them on for the month of October and then take them off, and they were probably like 4 years old. So you reminded me I have to order some new pink ones for this coming October. But yeah, and they're a great conversation starter. Like all the gigs, people would come up and say, "Dude, what's with the pink strings?" Funny you should ask, and there goes the conversation. So yeah.
Cool.
Do you find it harder singing and playing on upright than electric, or does it matter, or yeah?
No, it's just all like, I don't know, it's like all synergy. I don't know how to, it just all feels like an extension of myself. Like when I play upright, I don't know, I feel like I'm hugging the bass. It's just because it's so close. So it just literally feels like my heart is connected. And then playing, I used to, because I also sang BGBs with Janelle and music. So I'm just like, I already was more familiar singing and playing, having to harmonize on bass guitar. And that's just, it's just fun. I love harmony. I grew up listening to Motown. Bass is really my inspiration. James Jamerson is my inspiration for bass. And so all the Motown music and all those tight harmonies, all of it's together for me. So like learning, people are like, how did you teach yourself how to do it? I'm like, I just grew up playing and singing the songs I love to play.
Yeah.
And figuring out, the harmony. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just fun. It's a part of myself. If I have to think about it, it's too hard.
Yep. Yeah. And we've talked about this with multiple players and multiple artists over the episodes. Like it's one thing to know a style of music or learn how to harmonize with. It's a completely different thing when you are brought up from a young age and ensconced in that style of music, or you grow up in a family that sings together. It's just, you don't even think about it. It's just, it's part of, it's how you breathe. It's how you walk. It's how you eat. It's how you talk. That is your language, so to speak. But I wasn't sure if like, if having to concentrate on intonation on an upright and singing, if it helps, or if it's harder or more difficult. Because I mean, I have a hard time singing and playing electric, just as it is, for the same reasons. You gotta kind of disassociate and just
you can't do both at the same time.
Yeah.
I can't. It's weird because it's easier for me to sing and play than to talk and play. If you try to talk to me while I'm playing, it's like I'm having a stroke. I cannot get the sentence out.
Yep.
I'm like, please just wait. Singing, I think it's just become fluid. And then I don't know. Well, of course, it's helpful if their harmony is closer to the bass line.
Of course.
But so like I try to sing alto or lower. It's more helpful. If you ask me to sing like a bunch of soprano parts, it might be a little, because they're just so wide as far as like what I'm actually playing versus what you want me to harmonize on. But once I know it, if I, it's just easy. I can't think about it. I can't, because I'll make it hard for myself. So I just have to just let it be fluid. And that means I have to do my homework prior to. I can't just show up and just think I'm just gonna wing it, and I have to make sure I have the song, like the song is muscle memory to me. Like I know these words, or I know this bass line, or I understand the harmony, or I understand. So that way when I go to rehearsal and that's someone wants to add like a hit here or remove this part here, or I don't have to, it's not something else I'm trying to together, as far as singing and like playing my own stuff, or it just becomes a part of, it's just, I just have to practice prior. And like, what, who amazes me? Esperanza, her bass line, what she's singing. How is she doing it? I don't. It's so syncopated, and it's not predictable. I inspired. I'm not on that level yet. I wish.
No, don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself.
I know that I don't know. I think it's from maybe her first project, but that song, that bass line against those lyrics and how high she's singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Or like
Hey,
Flea can do anything.
real quick here, I got to give credit where credit's due. So Jeff came and commented, "Where'd you get those pink string ideas?" So Jeff, I will give you the credit for it. That you had posted, you started the whole pink and in fact every October you do remind me, because when I see your post, it's like, oh shoot, that's right too. I got to get my. So thank you, Jeff. I will give you all the credit for that, brother. Thank you. Yep. Yep. Anyways.
Oh, I also see Ernest says greetings from Miami. That stood out to me because I'm from Miami. Hey, Ernest.
There you go.
I'm a Miami girl.
That's right too. Now, how long have you been in Atlanta?
16 years. It'll be 17 in January.
Wow.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
I can't believe it myself.
But you still have family down in Miami.
Majority of my family's in Miami. I just have one sister who moved here, but everybody else is home.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, anybody else in the family that's pursuing music professionally, or
no?
No. Wow. Okay. All right. Here. Oh, hold on. This is tough, hosting a show and trying to control the comments too.
It's got to become us.
Here we go. When you sing and play bass, do you naturally harmonize with the bass?
Yes. That's it's instinctual, you know, like I think because I can, like I always say, it's my band director. My high school band director, I always hear his voice in my head. And it's like, if you can sing it, you can play it. If you sing it, you can play it. And so he always encourage you to sing your bass lines. Because then he's like, your body knows it. So of course I can sing the bass parts, and then it's fun to figure out the harmony. Naturally, I do it just for fun because I'm a nerd. So
when you're listening to anything on the radio, do you ever get? I often get bummed out. I'm like, they didn't put that harmony in there. Come on. But then I'm like,
always harmonizing, and I'm always saying, my sisters, they pick on me so bad. They're like, who sings the bass line? Because every song that comes on, I'm singing the bass part, and then I'm harmonizing, and they're just like, who does that? And I'm like, it's just my ear just goes to the bass line first. I can't help it.
That's great.
I so my dirty confession is I have a very hard time harmonizing with people and singing harmonies. Now, first of all, I don't think I have a good voice, and that insecurity in and of itself makes it very difficult to sing. But one of the bands that I grew up in, when I say grew up, when I moved back to Boston, I had joined a band that was doing a lot of weddings, primarily weddings, and everybody in the band sang like birds. And these guys would break off and do a Beach Boys tribute band.
Oh, I love.
And again,
that's the epitome
of harmonies. Yeah,
they all sang like birds. And every time they would see me setting up a microphone, they'd be like, "Dude, just play bass. Just don't. We've got the harmonies covered. Just play bass." And then times that I would insist on, like, "No, man, I want to work on this. Like, to me, this is valuable. This is like, if you can't sing, I don't know, just as a musician, if you can't sing something, like you said, you have to be able to sing it to play it." Mm-hmm. And I could sing all the bass lines in the world, but I can't sing harmonies. Yeah. And it just got, it got stuck in my head that I can't sing. Oh. Fast forward to today, I'm working with an artist that she's a beautiful singer, and she helps me with, like, she will say, "No, you can sing this part. Let me give you your part, and you sing, and here it is, and you sing it," and it works. But in the back of my head, it's just like, nobody wants to hear this old Greek dude belting out. Like maybe if
something ingrained in you so young, if you you just treat it as truth, and then it just sits in the back of your head.
Yeah. It's like, maybe if I was going to start a Tom Waits tribute band, I could probably front that, but other than that, like, I don't consider myself a bird singer. But anyways, I'm so envious of people that can just hear a vocal line and say, oh, I'm going to sing the third above or the fifth below, or you know, and do it. I'm like, how do you do that?
Oh.
So anything instinctually that I hear harmony wise, when I listen and see online, there's these really great breakdowns of Beach Boys harmonies, and when they do that, it like breaks all my knowledge of like harmonies, because I feel like whatever they're doing, they have so many like intricate rubs here and there that like just makes,
oh my gosh,
it makes sense when you hear them all together, but when you hear them isolated, they're like you're like, how did they think that was the thing
exactly
to
sing? But together, and it's so warm. Beach Boys harmonies to me are
Beach Boys and Everly Brothers. Listen to the, I mean, there's the example of, well, Beach Boys too, but guys that just grew up since they were orphans. Not orphans, toddlers. You know what I mean? Like brothers that grew up singing together. It's like, you know, and it's
type of relation actually singing together that like it sounds like one voice. It's insane.
Yeah. So, anyways, difficulties traveling with an upright. Here's something that anybody that does play upright. So, do you travel with your upright, or do you backline it?
Backline for sure. I will never fly with my personal ever. Never.
I actually I haven't brought my upright from where I'm from in Ohio to LA yet. I've been in LA 15 years because I haven't done the road trip yet, because there's no way.
Yes.
Flying.
I play it locally and anywhere that I could drive it. But if I can't drive it myself, it's staying at home. So we use for this tour is definitely backline bases.
So do you have, because I've never had to do this before, but do you specify like setup or strings or what you want for an upright, or is it just like whatever plywood base you happen to have in the closet? Can you just send it? You know what I mean?
I'm not like a super snob, like I said, because like my own bass, it's not, it's not like some 100-year-old German bass, but I do say it needs to be 3/4 size. And I prefer, if you can have flat wounds on it, great. I ask, if they do have one that has flats, because I do have flats on mine. And other than that, and it just needs to have a pickup.
Yep.
Okay. But you don't specify a certain setup or anything like, because I mean, you could get something
possible to.
Yeah.
It's a bigger production, perhaps.
Yeah.
But because we're using literal venue,
Yeah.
backline, it's just, to me, would feel more of a hassle, and so I'm trying not to be too much of a burden. And what helps me, and this is not just a plug, this is the truth of the matter, what helps me keep my sound consistent is my Ampeg DR, my SCR DI. I promise you, I take it with me everywhere. I make sure it gets I put it in my guitar case, my gig bag, because I always have my gig bag with me, and it helps me keep my tone consistent. And am able to dial in the tones that I want, so it doesn't really, sometimes it doesn't really matter what bass you give me. I can manipulate my tone and make me feel like myself. So
sure.
We'll take that plug.
We will always take that plug.
I take it everywhere, even with my electric. If there's a space where I'm not gonna be able to have a cab that I want, I'm like, just run my bass through my DI and just put it in the monitors. At least I can control my tone. Sometimes you're stuck with backline bass, amps, and sometimes I just don't want to be stuck with that. So I'm like, I just use my DI, please, because I need my sound to be my sound, my tone to be my tone. And I have been an Ampeg girl since I was first started gigging at 16. So I'm huge.
Do you know this guy?
Yeah.
Do we need to throw him out?
No. It's okay.
No. That's awesome. But that was the whole idea behind the SCR DI and now the SGT DI. Because I mean, obviously, if you want to be able, if you're in the position where you can say, I want this Ampeg rig behind, but in a lot of cases, and we were talking about this before we went live, a lot of the New York rooms don't have Ampeg rigs.
Right.
And I'll show up and it's like, and I'll go to the production manager of the room and say, hey, I know a guy in Ampeg that could get you an Ampeg rig in this room, and they don't know who I am. So then, in fact, there was this one case where the guy was like, "Oh, Ampeg," like started like dressing Ampeg down, and I handed him my business card. I was like, "Oh, by the way, I work for Ampeg. I'm one of the product guys," and he's like, "Well, I." I was like, no, there's no backpedaling now, buddy. You're paying full price for anything we want to put in here. But no, like you say, my point being is, not all touring conditions are ideal, but to have that one stablemate that is going to be tried and true every night, that at least takes that out of the equation. So
it really helps so much.
Yeah.
Speaking of New York, shout out to all the upright players in New York that schlep around there upright, like around the city,
right.
Like I see that, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not cut out for that.
Yeah. Well, if you ever want to get not a kick, but if you come here to Boston in the wintertime and walk around Berkeley College of Music, and you see these guys, students with their uprights and the wheels, schlepping through snowbanks, and not just upright players, cellists.
Yeah.
Tube. It's like, I got to get to class. and they're like, they're wheeling their upright down a snow-driven cobblestone sidewalk.
Yeah.
It's just, man, that is dedication. Yeah. Man. Now, when you're on this gig, do you have two separate setups for upright and for electric, or how are you running that, Téja?
Yeah, I typically try to run my upright solely through the DI, and then I just go bass guitar straight through the amp, and then direct out from the amp, because I'm switching so much. And the first half of the tour, it was easier because the first half of the show was upright, and then I just switched once. But this run, we're kind of doing a little bit more like handoffs, so it's just easier to have two separate lines to send to the front of house as opposed to sharing a line.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, do you put your upright on a stand, so when you have to switch you can just throw your electric behind you, or do you?
Yes, a stand, is preferred. Now, not every room, every back line will offer the stand, but a stand is preferred because it's just easier to just take it off, sit it down somewhere secure, and not have to, do the whole lean over and make sure it's stable. And that's just too much. So a stand is
much
preferred.
work.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious. Yeah.
On stage too, where like any simple little move just isn't. It just, I don't know what it is.
Right.
It's so clumsy, and you're like,
oh my goodness! I'm so grateful on this gig. On this run, we're not using ears too, because that just would have been like another thing to manage with cables and ears, and in my case, dresses, and trying to figure out where to put the pack in. It's a lot. And I personally hate in-ears anyway. I would give me a wedge any day of the year, but it's just easier on this. At least it's one less thing to manage because
right.
It's refreshing that you guys are on wedges. That's great.
Ooh,
yeah.
I love
we so we know how she's going to answer question number 3 in the top 10. we have I don't know if we did this last time you were on, Téja, but Dom and I have developed this, like, it's 16 questions now. It started as 10, but it's 16 now, and it's like a rapid fire. We ask you, and you can't think. You just got to you got to answer. So we're gonna get to that. I can't believe we're actually at like 50 minutes. We're almost at the top of the hour, dude.
No.
I'm glad you're having fun.
We knew episode 100 would just
exactly, man.
Wow.
But yeah, I was just always curious, like, in the days where, you'd see players having to buy an extra seat for their upright, or they would travel with these huge. I remember my teacher in school had a coffin for his 3/4, and like this thing was ginormous, like
huge.
Yes. Yeah, and he would travel with that. Like,
we considered it on this run. They actually because we rehearsed in LA for a week, and then we left from LA to start the East Coast run, and they actually rented the upright for 3 weeks. So they're like, "We'll fly with it in the coffin case." And I was like, "Yeah, guys."
You're like, I can't co-sign that.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And when it came to the room and everybody saw how big it was, and we're like, we're all gonna have to schlep this around and put it on the bus every night. And oh no,
right? Seriously. Yeah, it's a commitment.
Huge, but that's the only way you could fly with an upright. You have to have space. And even still, I feel like some airlines, it's like their mission to figure out how can I break it anyway. You know, like
oh yeah.
They're like, looks like an upright base. We're definitely going to open that up. And
definitely going to open it. And definitely
yeah.
It has to be something else. Yeah.
Man, I know it.
Like, pedal boards, like just straight up, like cables snipped.
It's crazy.
These guitars spends like so much time getting that pedal board perfect. And
then now you have to read. This is the reason why, like, I started out with the pedal board on the Yachty gig, and by the end of it, I was like, I'm not bringing it anymore. It was just so much hassle. It was so much hassle. Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's and it is getting more and more difficult. I think airlines are changing. Like I just saw an exchange with some of my friends on one of the Nashville sites, and like. And I won't name airlines, but there are some airlines that are more musician friendly than others. We all know who they are, and they've kind of changed their policy as well. So, it's getting more and more difficult. So,
you would think that they would really, because I mean, it's our profession. It's like I always tell them when I'm boarding, I'm like, this is my baby, please. And I travel with a heart. Reunion Blues gig bag. People stand a 10-story drop, right? So like technically, I mean, I will never desk check it. Like I don't really mind gate checking, but I just act like I do because I really just want to get on the plane. But if I have to be gate checked, it's okay. But like, I just feel like I'm like more and more of us are traveling. Like, just be sensitive to this. This is I'm not bringing this just for fun. This is my work as well. And like,
also like if nice to us once and do it nice once. We're gonna fly 100 times this year. You know what I mean?
Yes. So like, coming.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I've always, and I stand by. I will Reunion Blues. I'm a Reunion Blues guy myself. I know Dom has used mono, and they're all good bags.
Yeah.
But I'm always reluctant to hand over a $5,000 instrument in a bag. I don't care how well built. It's like, hey, please don't lose it.
That's amazing. I mean, I keep air tags everywhere, but still, I remember this is a Janelle story. This is years ago. We were, it's overseas, so you already expect you get pushed back when you travel overseas. But it was the full band, all the horns, all the guitars. We were going to Portugal, and the airline, it was like a Spain to Portugal, like a small regional air, and they just refused to let us bring our instruments on, and they checked all of them, and we were headed to a festival, and they lost all of our instruments, the entire band.
Oh my God.
The entire band.
How do you? I felt like it was personal because
it's very intentional.
We ended up getting them like 30 minutes before the show started. The instruments arrived, and I think it's because Janelle tweeted about it. Like she got some traction that way because they just were so rude to us. And we're like, we're working. Like you see on our visa, we're working. Like, but they just were. How do you lose an entire band?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
we got stopped once in Mexico. I think it was Mexico City's airport, and just because they felt like it, they were like, "Yeah, we're not going to give you your gear back. Like, give us like $1,000, and then we'll think about it."
Yeah,
for no reason. It was just like we're going to hold on to this, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
It's not an easy, not easy traveling.
Cameron is asking, do you ever use a stick bass when you can't take or rent an upright bass? Good question.
Stick as in like an electric upright?
Yeah, like
I mean, I guess I would have to. I personally have not. I used to have a stick bass. I didn't like it. I gave it away. It doesn't feel natural to me. And tone wise, it feels like it sounds like a fretless guitar. bass guitar, not like an upright. So it's not very authentic for me. I guess that could be a final option if the artist was insistent on having that look, of an upright, and there was no other option to have like a wooden. Yes, that would be, I guess, the next best thing. But I also I have an acoustic bass guitar that I sometimes use on gigs that require like a more acoustic bass kind of sound, because you still get that. I would use that before I would use a stick bass.
Yeah. I mean, I think
like an upright than a fretless bass.
Right. I think the closest thing, like the happy medium, because my thing with the upright is, like you were saying, Téja, it's kind of a full body experience. Like it's not just hands and fingers on strings and a neck. Your whole body is leaning into the whole body of that instrument, and there's like you can manipulate the angle of playing just by moving your leg. There's just this whole body experience. And I think the Yamaha, the silent bass, is probably the happiest medium because they do have the bouts that come out and you can adjust them a little bit, Yeah. But man, it's such, I don't know. I remember I started playing upright in school. And I didn't take it seriously. And then, I mean, I played and I just kind of messed around. And then when I moved back here to Boston, I started studying with if you guys don't know who he is, I will say the great Bruce Gertz, one of the Berkeley professors. And I started studying with him privately on electric. And just out of curiosity, he said, "You play any upright?" I said, "Yeah, next lesson I'll bring my upright." So I brought it. And he just kind of sat there. He's like, "You should play more upright." And for 3 years, I studied just upright with Bruce. And it was it was a life-changing experience. And now, for a while there, I was playing more upright than I was electric gigs just around town because, but it is such a beautiful, beautiful lyrical instrument, and it's physical.
Yes.
Don't some guys play my upright that have never played upright before, and they go, how can you play this thing? I was like, that's actually set up really nice.
Yeah,
like I've played some doghouses that are impossible. So
Jeff's got a cool question here.
What's the best advice you can give to start playing an upright? Yeah, that's a great question, Jeff.
Seeing your strength.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good uprights on the market, used and new. And Jeff, I know if I'm not mistaken, Jeff, you're down in, I think, Connecticut. You've got one of the best upright builders and dealers in modern history with Upton Bass right there in Connecticut.
Oh, nice.
You can get a nice student model for roughly under $2,000 and take lessons. That's the big thing for me, because I was playing upright, but I didn't know positions. I didn't know, when you're looking for the D on there's certain techniques and tricks that you can do and to not hurt yourself too. That's the other thing. You can seriously, you can mess up your hands if you're, but I would just find a good upright. And how do you know what's good? You have an amazing support system here, Jeff. So take pictures and say, "Hey, is this worth buying?" Or Dom and I are always happy to help with stuff like that too. At least I am.
Dino has.
What's that? Oh,
the stress ball.
So I've got my emotional support squishy ball, and then in honor of the not the World Series, the All-Star game tonight. I've got my emotional support baseball. So when you see them both out, stuff's really about to go down. Yeah. But that's the advice that I can give. I'll, Téja and Dom, if you can add anything, please.
I mean, I think what you said was great. You get a good base and get lessons.
Yeah.
Yes.
help, and I mean, just it's very physical also. So you just have to prepare yourself for the physical parts of it,
Yeah.
like the calluses and hand
Yeah.
cramps, so like maybe up your potassium. I know me, before every show, I'm taking potassium pills just so I can,
I
muscles. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
If I'm cramping.
Yeah.
And and so now I take potassium. I make sure I have a banana and some vitamin K.
Yeah.
It's like it's your body's, your body needs supplements.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very
biggest thing with me was learning bowing technique, and that, like, I still don't know if I know it properly, but that's what I studied in college, and it was physically the most challenging thing
bowing is hard.
I've come across. So it was like that was a whole other facet of playing upright that I think requires like a lot of time, just getting the feel right. But there's this artist, I hope this is his proper name, Brian Bromberg.
Yeah.
I dug into his catalog when I was first learning upright, and it was just really inspirational to hear somebody just take the upright bass in a whole different direction. And so that was kind of cool to listen to what to aspire to while you're kind of learning.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Brian's scary. He's scary, and he's a scary electric player too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll take one more question, and then question for Téja. Are you using a bow for any compositions?
I'm not on this run. It's just pizzicato. And I'm be honest, I haven't bowed in a long time. Like I started as in orchestra in 6th grade.
Yep.
And then I switched. I was in a performance magnet program in high school for jazz, and I just never needed to use the bow. And because and every now and then I use it, but I agree with you, Dom. Like bowing is not easy, and if you're out of practice, you're out of practice. Currently out of practice.
Yeah. That is a whole different discipline.
It is. It really is. And if you don't stick with it, like you lose it. Like you lose it, so unfortunately.
Yeah. And you have to be careful how your bass is set up. Like orchestral players, their bass is set up. Well, I shouldn't say strictly, because they do pizzicato stuff too, but
it's not yes. Right.
And if you're playing bluegrass, that's a whole different set of strings, a whole different setup. If you're there's I mean, it's just like, you might have a 5-string with round wounds, you might have a Fender P bass with flat wounds, like different basses are set up for different disciplines. But it is definitely, I mean, I still pull out the Samandel book, and and my wife will be upstairs and is like, "Is the cat down there with you?" Like, no, that's just me practicing, honey.
And Jeff, make sure if you get a bass, you got to learn how to like levitate on it and stand on it.
Téja, are we going to see any new music anytime soon from you? I know we talked about your latest EP, but anything new coming out?
I'm hoping so. I'm long overdue to release new music, and it's mostly been me. I've just been afraid to do it. But yes, this is my year. I've been working on some songs, just trying to figure out how I want to record. I'm trying to figure out again if I just, because it's been so long since I've released something, I'm been going back and forth. Like, should I just do an EP versus an album? Should I just do a single? Should I just do another cover EP to kind of put myself back out there? I think I might want to remix my own. Like, I recently wrote an original song in the pandemic. It didn't really get any traction because it was the pandemic. So I think I might want to re-release it. I was inspired by Moonchild kind of re-releasing. They did like an acoustic version of like some of their hit songs. Like The List is my favorite. Sorry. Okay. And then they read like an acoustic version of it, which is just kind of a reimagination of it, which I was like, this is incredible. And I'm like, maybe I could do that with my own song, and like reintroduce it to the world. And so, yes, but this, I do plan. I have a friend actually I met in a songwriting camp earlier this year. His name is Sam Lyons, and we wrote a song together. And so I think that's probably gonna be the next thing I'm actually like really gonna work on, because we're gonna put it out together. And then as far as like solo Téja stuff, hopefully, if I don't release it before the fall, I'll wait till next year.
No, get it out. Get it out.
But I think I will definitely release something around Christmas too, because I love Christmas music, and so
that's
I'll
cool.
release something for Christmas.
Man, a Christmas EP with you singing an upright would be pretty incredible.
Oh.
Yep.
I would absolutely listen to that.
Yep. But that's the age old question. It's like, do I wait to put out an EP? Just get it out there. Just get it out there. Just get it out there, even if it's a single, and then, at the end of the year, actually, one of the artists I've worked with, like, he would do every month. He did this a number of years. This was pre-pandemic, actually. He would release a new song every month.
Oh.
He'd put it out every month. And then at the end of the year, he put out his CD with all 12 songs.
Oh, that is kind of genius.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was pretty cool. I mean, the way he did it. So
yeah. I like that. I might.
You can steal his idea. Absolutely. His name's Carl Aod. He'd be flattered. No, seriously. But anyways,
you can stick with it and be consistent. That's a great plan.
That's just it. Being consistent about it. Okay. We got to get to this rapid fire, this quick 10, 16. Dom, are we on the 10 question format yet, or can we still do the 16?
We are on episode 100. I feel like we should do it.
Do all of them.
No, do the 10. I feel like
do the 10. Oh, okay. All right.
New, yeah.
All right. All right. So here's the deal. I ask you this or that. You can answer with a little bit of elaboration, but you can't dwell on it. So You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. You're nervous.
No
wrong. P bass or jazz bass?
Jazz bass.
Okay. Passive or active?
Ooh. Actually, active.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. I meant to say passive. I didn't mean to say
passive.
Active. Passive.
Okay. Passive jazz bass. Mm-hmm. Rounds or flats?
Flats.
Nice.
Okay. B15 or SVT?
B15.
Okay. Cable or wireless?
Cable.
Thank you. Okay. Pick or fingers?
Fingers.
Okay. See, you're falling right in line with the whole, like you said, Jamerson being. I know Jamerson played a P bass, but everything else, you're right there. Pedals or no pedals?
I would say no, but it depends on the gig. But no.
Okay. I skipped one here. IAMs or floor wedges?
Floor wedges all day.
There you go. There you go. Now that's 9, and I have 16 here. I'm trying. Oh, the last one will be favorite place to eat on the road, and it could be either cuisine or a specific restaurant.
Acme Oyster House in New Orleans.
I love this. I love specifically. That's great.
That is awesome. I know exactly what you're talking about too.
I will just sit there and eat 4 dozen. Like it's just amazing.
That's great.
I've walked by that. I don't know how many times I've never actually gone. Now when I'm there next year, I'm going.
I'm going.
Yeah,
you have to go. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yes.
Acme. Okay. That was 10, right? Did I miss something, Dom?
The styling of the amp, I think.
Oh, black with white piping, or the old silver and blue, like what I have
like the
back
black.
here.
I like the black with the white piping.
Black with white piping. Okay. All right. And then there was a bunch of other. We just kept on adding questions, and it just got a little too crazy. But man, Téja, it's been an absolute pleasure having you. This went way too fast.
It did. I had a good time. I appreciate you both. I'm a fan of you both, and I just want to thank you all just for being so kind to me always.
Oh my gosh!
I've always felt embraced, and it really means everything to me. And I just thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Thank you for all the support and taking us out on the road with you, and You know, just seriously, this really, I do consider this, you know, somewhat of a family. You know,
Yeah,
we're all bass players. We're all
yeah,
just trying to make a living
right.
and have fun and play music. So
And play music. That's right.
yeah, yep. Thank you, and
Thank
everybody watching. Thank you for your comments.
you.
Thanks for hanging in with us for 100 episodes. I that's like I said, either somebody up above isn't watching, or they're not paying attention, or they like what we do. I really don't know, but I'm not going to question it. Here's to another 100 episodes, I hope.
Yes.
And
Cheers.
yeah, thanks everybody. We will I think, just real quick, just to do a little bit of housekeeping here, I think next, man, we're doing 3 SVT times in a row. Dom's going to hate me. You're going to be like, dude, seriously? Yeah. Next week, July 21st, we've got Hoogie, who bass guitar tech extraordinaire, has worked for a number of different rock stars. He's going to give us his insight on behind the scenes, not from the stage, but from behind the stage, and what he has to deal with all us pesky artists asking for stuff. So be sure to join in next week, and we'll see you all later. And yeah, thanks for joining in. See you guys.
Special hi to somebody watching, Carl Curvin. Hey, thanks for watching.
Absolutely.
Carl.
There he is. Thanks, Carl.
Thanks y'all so much.
Thank you.
Okay.